Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming my recommendations for fall. So basically this is a fun way to talk about palettes that are already in my collection that I have, that you might have, that you might just want to revisit for the beautiful fall season. So if you guys love to chat about palettes, if you want to see some palettes in my makeup collection, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I post about 3 to 4 beauty videos every week, so highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post, and without further blabbering, let's get into it. So I've been doing this type of video every season for a few years now, and fall is probably my second favorite season. I do love summer just because I love being warm. So then I would probably say fall, spring, and winter is like, it's not even that it's my least favorite. I just wish winter didn't exist. I would much rather be warm than cold. So that's kind of my thesis on that. But I did try to pick out from a variety of different brands. I just went through my bookshelf and picked some palettes, some from brands that I am affiliated with, some from brands that are drugstore, some palettes were sent to me, some I bought with my own money, so I did try to do a nice mix of things. There are some brands that I feel like really make fall palettes, in my opinion. Even though they aren't fall, they're definitely more grungy, and I feel like all of the palettes I picked out today are really a testament to the makeup vibes I have been feeling for the last couple of months. I've been really into dark colored matte shadows, colorful matte shadows, so I feel like I have a good mix here. Also, if you are wondering what is on your eyes, girl, it's the new Nomad Cosmetics palette. So if you haven't checked out that video, I will link it in the description box. But listen, I've only used this palette once, but I could definitely see myself including it in this list because this is their new Hudson Valley palette. It looks like this, and I mean, I feel like a fall leaf on my eyes because I can totally do this look with this palette, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So if you guys want to pick this up, it should be out already, and you can use my discount code KHMAKEUP to save some money. Listen, shameless plug, okay? I am also wearing the new Hourglass palette, and for foundation I have on the House Labs foundation that I'm trying out, and then my lipstick is this one from Beaute. This is the shade Applause. So I'll try and link as much as I can in the description box in case you guys are interested in shopping. Now let's stop blabbering and let's get into the fall palettes. Okay, I have more than 10. I know that much. I didn't count them all at the end, but anyway, let's just go for it. So the first one I had to pull out is this Noor's palette by Odins Eye. I feel like I haven't really talked about this palette in a while, but as you can see, it's got those colorful mattes and then of course some neutral mattes. The metallics in this palette are so out of this world gorgeous. And what I love about this palette is I feel like this was like the color story that Odins Eye did that like really got me. I think I bought this one actually. This was before they sent me PR. I bought this palette myself and it's so beautiful. I'm lucky to get PR from them now. But yeah, this one was purchased with my own money, and any codes I have with these brands, I'll just flash on screen. And yeah, I'll just let you guys know. But this palette is beautiful, and they do have some other palettes too that would be perfect for fall. But I kind of wanted to look at older palettes just because I didn't want to just do new all the time. Okay, the next palette is for the neutral lovers out there. This is the Chocolate Martini palette from Glamlite. This is a beautiful neutral eyeshadow palette, and I will say Glamlite's formula is one of my favorites. They make such beautiful metallic shadows, and I just feel like those metallics for the fall time are just perfect. So if you're interested in a neutral palette, I would recommend this one from Glamlite. Also, Glamlite has amazing sales, you guys. I know recently, I feel like their website was like 40% off, which is really awesome. And their palettes, I don't think are like super pricey. I feel like they're mid-range. And then when you can catch them on a really good deal, it's the perfect time to pick these up. I really like all of the palettes that they came out with in this like happy hour line. Actually, I like the purple to green, and this one, the was it the margarita? I can't remember. The pinky packaging one wasn't my favorite, but this one is so nice, and I think it's like perfect for fall, you know, just like some nice cozy brown eyeshadows. Okay, so next palette is a newer brand. So this is Fantasy Cosmetica, and I'm just gonna pair these two palettes together. I would say this one is more like traditional fall because it has those like olivey greens and neutral shades, but I think these palettes would honestly pair really well together, and you could do some like berries and greens and make some really beautiful looks that are fall appropriate. I recently filmed a video doing an eye look with this palette, but I feel like it's been a while since I talked about the Druid palette, so I wanted to include it in this video. But this is an indie brand, and they make some really pretty shimmers, and their palettes are gaming inspired. So I am not a huge gamer myself, but I know some gamers, and I think it's really cool that there's brands out there that kind of make products that are geared towards groups of people, because I mean, who doesn't love to share some of their favorite hobbies and makeup? Like, who doesn't love it when that meets together? So I just wanted to mention that in case you hadn't heard of the brand. And then this is such a cliche, but I had to talk about the Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay. I love the Beauty Bay eyeshadow formula. It has been a little tricky with their shipping recently, so maybe if you're in Europe, I would recommend Beauty Bay, but for the US, it is quite a wait for their shipping, but they make the most beautiful metallics. Their mattes are nice too, but the crazy thing about these palettes is they're so affordable, and if you wait for a sale, you can get them at a really good price. So I don't know if they make this one anymore, but if you guys have it, this is your friendly reminder to pull it out and make some beautiful fall looks with the palette. Okay, I did want to mention a mini palette as well. So I did grab the Natasha Denona Mini Metropolis palette. This is another one that I don't believe you can buy anymore. And honestly, it's basically a neutral palette, but Natasha Denona makes some really nice mini palettes, and this one is one of my favorites. You guys know that if there's a green eyeshadow in a palette, it's already half sold to me. So I, of course, love the original Metropolis palette, and I've mentioned it so many times as a fall favorite and just a favorite eyeshadow palette in general. But yeah, if you have this one or you have the full-size Metropolis, I just think this is such a beautiful fall look. Okay, let me give you some drugstore options. I thought this one would be a fun one to talk about because I know a lot of you actually have the Jungle Lights palette from Flower Beauty. I got mine at Ulta, and I know these are hard to get a hold of because they sell out fast, and there's no mattes in this palette, but these metallics are so buttery and they have so much impact, and I think this palette is like under $20. So if you want a beautiful all shimmer affordable palette, then look no further than the Flower Beauty palettes. Okay, you guys, the rest of the palettes I have, I'm pretty sure are all indie brands, so I feel like I can't make a fall themed video without mentioning the Melt Gemini palette. Now, they recently launched this in a new packaging, and I had to buy a fresh one just to have. So this is what the palette looks like. Again, it's a very like stereotypical fall palette, but I'm a sucker for these like grungy greens. So yeah, I love it. I will say I have some sweatpants on right now, and they're like this color right here, the Fire OG shade. So I'm just like all about the olive tones, even if it's not fall. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is like the it fall palette, you know, when it comes to beauty YouTube. Okay, so I have to mention Unearthly Cosmetics. I feel like they just know how to do fall palettes. So I have to talk about the Witching Hour palette. I feel like this one does not get enough love, but this is such a bright and vibrant fall-esque palette, and it just has some really cool tones in it. So if you guys are able to pick this up or you have this palette, let this be your gentle reminder to play with it, because it is a really stunning palette, and it's called the Witching Hour. Like, come on, it's perfect for fall. And then I thought, just to give you guys kind of like an almost neutral option, let's talk about the Leather and Lace palette from Unearthly. This one has basically a bunch of gorgeous matte shadows and then a corresponding kind of metallic shade. So again, you can see there's those beautiful greens, and then of course I feel like you can't have a fall palette with some browns and berry tones. So this is a gorgeous palette. I think I have videos on all of the Unearthly palettes, and you can check out my playlist, but they make stunning eyeshadow palettes, and I don't know, I just felt like that one was very fall. I saved the best for last. You guys know I went nuts for this Fall Magic palette last year. I missed the first launch of it and I was so sad, you guys. I had totally missed it. I think I was still pregnant when this launched and I like forgot or something, and I was down here filming. Anyway, I missed the launch, and I think I was talking to the owner of Unearthly and I was like, I'm so sad. I missed out on your Fall Magic palette, and it was like the color story of my dreams. And so then she opened up like a pre-order and I was like, let me just get that pre-order palette. So I believe I bought this one with my own money. I'm pretty sure I did, and it's such a beautiful palette, beautiful metallics. It has the most gorgeous like muted mattes in it, and I don't know, I just feel like it screams fall to me. So if you guys have this, highly recommend. If you have been wondering if you should get this, definitely still one of my favorite Unearthly palettes. I also love like the packaging. It's like that sleek packaging. I don't know if she repackaged this actually, but mine still says Alien and they go by Unearthly now, so maybe it got repackaged. I'll have to check and see. But okay, let's talk about another indie palette. And I feel like I could just do a eyeshadow palette collection about fall themed palettes. I didn't realize how many palettes I actually have with the word fall in them. But let's talk about the Donna Fall. Now this is again another all shimmer palette. I feel like all shimmer palettes are still all the rage, and I do believe its bell is currently closed because they're moving. They're from Puerto Rico. They moved to Wisconsin, and I think they're moving back to Puerto Rico now. But its bell kind of burst onto the scene with their beautiful, affordable all shimmer palettes, and the Donna Fall is no exception. It has some beautiful fall metallic tones in it. So if you guys have been wondering about its bell, I think get ready when they open back up to pick up that palette because it's really, really beautiful. Okay, we've got 3 palettes left. So I feel like I need to give Colourpop a little bit of a shout out. This It's a Mood palette is one of their more beautiful mega palettes. Is that what they call them? So I really like this. It's so grungy. I haven't bought a ton of the mega palettes. I definitely bought a few of the original ones they launched, and then I realized like I gotta stop buying Colourpop and I gotta stop buying the mega palettes because I never have enough time to play with them all. But this color story just called to me, and honestly I had to support Colourpop doing colorful grungy mattes because I don't think they do enough of them. So if you're on a budget, you know, you probably will be able to pick this up in a sale, and it's just a really nice palette. It's a little bit different for Colourpop, so yeah, it's beautiful, and yeah, I definitely want to use this this fall season because it just brings me all the fall vibes. Okay, so I have 2 big palettes for the end, and they're both from British or like European indie brands. So the first one is the Vampirism palette from Josie Beauty, and I mean, come on, this is gorgeous. This palette has 2 beautiful like multi-chrome shades in it, and they just have a stunning formula. Their mattes are nice, their metallics are nice and creamy. So again, this is a great option if you don't live in the US and you want to get something that's very fall. I think you might want to check this out. It's also great for spooky season. I mean, it's called the Vampirism palette. So yeah, this one is so stunning. Look at those metallics. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, last but certainly not least is the Carnival, the Antidote palette. I will say I kind of forgot about this one, but I mean, come on, look at this palette. It is literally every shade that you would ever need for a fall eyeshadow look, and I love it. I feel like this could have been 3 smaller palettes, but you know what? Be Perfect isn't really known for doing small palettes, and did you guys see the new Carnival palettes? I'm a little bit confused about that, but we'll talk about that in my new makeup video. But oh my gosh, I don't understand like how many collaborations they can do with Stacey Marie. I mean, she's an amazing artist, don't get me wrong. You're literally re-releasing palettes. So anyway, look at these metallics, absolutely gorgeous. The mattes are also equally stunning. And if you guys are, again, international and you need like a beautiful rainbow palette, I would highly recommend the Be Perfect eyeshadow palettes. The Carnival palettes in particular are super, super good. So yeah, highly recommend Be Perfect in general. And this Antidote palette is chef's kiss for fall. Okay friends, that is everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about today in my fall eyeshadow palette recommendation video. Let me know, did I mention any palettes that you have been eyeing or any palettes that you already own? Also, I would love to hear from you guys what eyeshadow palette you have picked out for the fall season. If you guys have any recommendations of palettes that I should look into more, you guys know I am all here for your suggestions. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye guys!